Well, thanks for joining us tonight as we continue this severe storm coverage. We are currently tracking some heavier showers that are headed through our area currently. If we can zoom in here, we do have some severe warned storms here. They're moving around 65 miles an hour, so they are booking it just a little bit, but it doesn't look like we have any hail associated with this unless you guys have heard anything else. But they are making their way up through Lindsay and into Lexington, just south of Slaughterville. So Norman, if you're in the Norman area, we should start to see some heavier bands of rain making its way through the area here shortly. So don't be surprised if you start to hear a couple rumbles of thunder or two, but we're looking at that hail swath here. Well, we're back to radar. So this is our hail detector. So we actually do have a little bit of some hail in there toward just north of Lindsay. So if you are in the Lindsay area, don't be surprised if you do start to see some pea-sized hail falling. This isn't really enough to cause any damage, and we don't think we're going to see any damaging hail threats as we go on throughout the night. That threat is still there, but again, we don't really think that we're going to see any of that. If we could take a look at the velocity here just to make sure we don't see any rotation. So it looks like we are just seeing some stronger winds associated with this. So again, if you are driving down the road, don't be stopping under any of those overpasses as well. They can act almost as wind tunnels, and it can be a lot more dangerous actually. So don't be surprised if you see these wind gusts start to pick up here in that area. Norman, they are already starting to see that wind gust there. And as we go towards, we're getting some, we could see a little bit of some rotation here just north of Lindsay. If actually we want to pull up the shear on that weekend or the rotation, we can see, yeah. So that shear rate is showing we do have a little bit of rotation just north of Lindsay that we are watching currently. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning, and that goes until 10:15 p.m. So, and this is McLean County. So if you are in the McLean County area, we are seeing some of that rotation here. We can track that out here for you. This is going to be moving. It is moving pretty quickly though, these storms. So let me get out of the way here. So Purcell, the storm system is going to be making your this way around 10:03 p.m. Lexington 10:06, Slaughterville 10:07. So most of these in this area, they're going to be hitting up here in this area first, and then this is going to follow. So Lindsay, you're probably about to be hit with some rain here just in a second. Maysville 10:08, Spring Hill around 10:17. So again, just a little bit later as this line continues to move along and into this area. Again, the Norman area and OU campus, we should start to see those heavier bands of rain. Maybe some pea-sized hail, but unlikely with that. So Norman area, this is Main Street right here. So the Sooner Mall is just out west of us. So Sooner Mall is really going to be starting to see that heavier bands of rain. So OU is actually right here. So they might actually get just a little bit of some lighter rain here. But if we zoom out here again, these are some of the severe thunderstorm warnings that we could see. So this is taking a statewide view. We still have some storms tracking up in northeastern Oklahoma. So Tulsa, Miami, they're still having some of those lines tracked that way. But Oklahoma City and the metro is really starting to see those hail or the stronger showers come through the area. Again, we could start to see a little bit of some pea-sized hail. Again, nothing to really cause any damage or anything like that. And just east of the Lawton area, they're starting to see some stronger showers there as well. We can zoom in here on that. Yep, so they are just south of Duncan. We're starting to see some stronger showers there and some stronger wind gusts. Actually, if we can click on this right here, we can see what's associated with this. So that is going to end at 9:45 p.m. So here shortly, and this is going to be for Stevens County, but we're going to have more of an update from Willie Gillespie here. Willie, what can you tell us about these storms?
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. And you're right. We've been seeing these storms approaching the University of Oklahoma OU campus just over the past 20 minutes or so. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings out right now. One of them is for southern Cleveland County. But right now, if we can take the National Weather Center cam, I don't know if our control room can do that. Okay, so there is the National Weather Center cam. It's an exclusive partnership with the Weather Channel that we have, and this is facing southwest right now. So you can see it is starting to rain here. You're seeing Jenkins and Highway 9 here. You can see a little bit of light traffic out there, but there is that rain starting to pick up on that camera. Some darker clouds down to the southwest there. as this kind of, and then now here's campus cam. You're looking at the South Oval now. Some rain there as well. We've been seeing some lightning occasionally. I don't know. I mean, there's been a little bit of lightning here and there as this continues to push off to the east, but right now heavy rain is the main threat. Okay, so we're back here now. We're looking at the OU area here. So here's Norman. Right now, the heaviest of this is over Interstate 35. So if you're driving on I-35 right now, up all the way towards Robinson, down towards Highway 9, that is where the heaviest of this rain is right now. So if you're on Interstate 35, moving through Norman, maybe pull over just for a moment as this starts to move through. Taking a bigger picture look here, it's Norman up towards Moore, Oklahoma City, and moving to the northeast from there. We have a severe thunderstorm warning again. I believe that goes until, Lauren said, 10:15 p.m. For southern Cleveland County. We're going to take a look at this now. I'm going to move off to the side here. This is Lindsay over to Maysville, Wayne, Lexington, just south of Slaughterville. Here's Cleveland County right here. So it's south of Goldsby, south of Norman. But we're watching 60-mile-per-hour winds with this. Some large hail as well with this. So if you're in this area, that's what we're most worried about as well. And Interstate 35 also goes through this severe thunderstorm warning too. So if you're traveling on I-35 through Cleveland County, maybe just pull off for a couple minutes as this passes through. It'll get through here relatively quickly. Here's the timing on that. Lexington 10:04, it's in Wayne by 10:17 p.m. and it's over to Whitebead by about 10:30. So moving 60 miles per hour, as Lauren mentioned earlier. These are quick movers along that cold front, but some large hail, damaging winds possible. I think we're hearing some thunder at the studio right now. I'm hearing it rumbling out there. So this is approaching the OU campus. Velocity, we had maybe a little bit of light rotation Lauren touched on earlier. Can we take a quick look at that, guys? Just zoom in on that couplet there just north of Lindsay if we can. I don't know, Carlin, if you can just tap on that real quick. Thanks. She's doing a great job over there. So there it is. This is just north of Lindsay. Here we're watching maybe some isolated rotation as well, but this is all moving off to the east. Here's campus now. We're seeing it here as this moves through. Here's campus cam. It's starting to get closer. We're hearing the thunder rumbling in the studio. These storms are moving in. It is getting close. Yep, our studio's telling us lightning is hitting campus. It is moving close, and there's the view of the South Oval as I pass this over to meteorologist Colin Rick. There's actually a person walking on the Oval there. I'm hoping they're not getting rained on. I hope they have a rain. Wow, look at that lightning. Look at that lightning. South Oval. There it is, folks. You're seeing it move through with this cold front. Norman, Moore, Oklahoma City. This line of storms is moving east right now. Non-severe for the most part. Maybe some smaller hail. Gusty winds in there. It's all pushing up to these 60 miles per hour. Colin Rick, he's got more details at the weather wall. Colin.
Yeah, thanks, Willie. We just heard some thunder in the studio right now. We're hearing some reports of possibly some power outages over to our west, and that makes sense because we see those storms moving in, some gustier winds, and we do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now in those areas. And we do have now just hearing some confirmed reports of power outages in the Norman area. So definitely those storms are coming in. They're coming in with a bit of a punch too as they're on our doorstep, and they're going to push through in a little bit here. Here's the power outage map right now. We've got a couple outages in the Bethany area, Del City, Midwest City. Power outages just kind of scattered. So, you know, we're seeing that heavy rain, those gusty winds, a lot of lightning too with this as this moves through. So power outages are not out of the question. Let's zoom in on this warning here just south of Norman right now. We were looking at a little bit of a velocity couplet on shear rate. I was a little concerned about the rotation, but it looks like it's starting to weaken just a little bit. Counties affected by this warning, this is going to be for Cleveland and McLean County, Garvin County as well, includes the city of Lexington, Lindsay, and this is going to move northeast, and it's in effect until about 10:15 p.m. And with this line, you know, we've got those strong winds, potentially some damaging hail too, possibly smaller sizes, but we're still watching that. All these impacts are leading to lots of power outage reports now coming in, about what was 18,000, I believe. 8,000 power outages in the area right now with this line of storms as it pushes in. Let's go south to the warning in Pauls Valley and Wynwood. This looks like it was just extended as well. Yes, this storm is warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds, and we have 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail on this storm as it moves in. Here's the hail right now on this cell just east of Duncan, moving northeast. This includes Pauls Valley, Wynwood, Heddleton, and again, not a whole lot of wind shear with this, so we're not super concerned about the tornado threat. Let's throw up shear rate if possible, though, and just see if anything is rotating on radar in this area. Yeah, so not a whole lot of rotation. A possibility, though, to see a quick spin up funnel cloud or maybe even a brief tornado in this area as these storms move in. Again, main concerns are going to be those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and possibly some small hail. If we can zoom out to get an overall look across, see if any other warnings have come up. No. So as of right now, just those 3 warnings. In the Lindsay area, we do still have a little bit of rotation. It looks like that's starting to weaken. But that's the area right now where we have those severe warned storms. Now, if we zoom back in to campus and the OU Norman, Oklahoma City metro area, you can see those heavy rains are pushing in. OU is right here in the thick of the heavy rains. So definitely if you're outside, going to be a lot of rain. Let's pull up Campus Cam and take a look and see what it looks like outside right now. As you can see, we've got heavy rain on Campus Cam, some thunder and lightning. There's some lightning right now. Here's Gaylord Hall, the South Oval, the Physical Science Center right here. So again, messy outside. I wouldn't want to be walking outside right now if I were you, and we see that on radar here. A little bit lighter rain further to the west. That's going to push in as this heavy rain makes its way on out east. Do we have a camera, the National Weather Center camera available right now? Or if we could pull that up, see what that looks like there from the National Weather Center. If not, that's okay. But here's the heavy rain. Here's a look from the National Weather Center again. Heavy rain. It's refreshing now. Heavy rain, blurry conditions out there. Here's the roadways are going to be very messy tonight. So definitely take those precautions if you're out on the road. Avoid the rain. Let's take it over to the weather desk. Meteorologist Sam Patterson and Carlin McCleary have more.
Yes, thank you, Colin. Carlin, if you could zoom out for us real quick, please. The storm just south of us in McLean and parts of Cleveland County has just been reissued as extended until 10:15 p.m. Again, those hazards continue to be 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The hail at the moment is below the severe risk at just 3/4 of an inch, so just a quarter, inch off of severe hail. So again, that will remain in effect for at least the next 30 minutes or so, and that is moving at 30 miles per hour, so not nearly as fast as we saw with some of the storms earlier, moving 60 and even 65 miles per hour. And Carlin, if you wouldn't mind showing velocity for us real quick on that storm, as well as timing it out for us. We continue to monitor the atmosphere. Thankfully, the velocity has decreased. We can still see some possible areas where we might see a spin up. Thankfully, though, nothing overly outgoing right now that is frightening us, so that is good as of now. We can go ahead and go back to reflectivity. And Carlin, if you have anything to add here, please go ahead and add
Sam,
it to
something
us.
to definitely keep in mind. I've noticed if you've taken a look at the campus cameras, a lot of lightning with these storms, and lightning can also be dangerous if you are outside. Be sure to stay indoors if you hear thunder or lightning, and keep those pets indoors as well to protect them from the elements outside. But let's go ahead and time this line out for you guys in Wayne, Lexington, and Slaughterville, as this severe thunderstorm warning will continue over the next few minutes or so into the earlier minutes of, I would say, 10. So what we're going to track is how long this is going to take to move through a few of these areas. So the storm is moving northeast right now. Areas of Wayne, 10:09 p.m., Corbett, 10:13 p.m., Box, 10:31 p.m., and Macomb, 10:39 p.m. So if you do start to hear those rumbles of thunder, that's that line of storms that is starting to make its way into parts of central Oklahoma right now. So that is what we're tracking. Stay indoors. Don't be outside, away from the lightning, away from the thunder, and the heavy rain, of course, right now. And as Colin mentioned, those roads are definitely getting a little bit on the rougher side out there. Be sure to slow down and take cautions as you are driving with other people on the road. Sam, you have anything to add?
Yes, just as we were talking right there, the National Weather Service in Norman has actually extended the time on the severe warning further towards our south, right along the Oklahoma-Texas border. That will be in effect until 10:30 p.m. Now that storm down south is moving at 50 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind and hail upwards of an inch. So both severe parameters have been hit there for that storm. So if you know anybody living further south towards the Elmore City, Katy, Wynnewood area, be sure to let them know that severe weather is headed their way. Now we do have Aiden Bruns off to the side also monitoring the system. Aiden, do you have anything new for us at this point?
Thanks, Sam. I don't have anything new right now, but what I can tell you is some safety tips and what you can expect for when these storms come into your area. Right now, like we've said, heavy rain is possible, so if you have anyone out driving, you might want to slow down, pull over to the side of the road because that rain is getting pretty heavy, so you could be hydroplaning, which is not safe by any means. We've also got strong winds, so securing anything you have outside. Definitely don't be going outside right now because of all that thunder and lightning we saw just a few moments ago. And to make sure that you're staying safe, we said a little bit ago as well, hail is still possible in these storms. It's a severe storm risk, and that could be up to quarter-size hail, so definitely probably not going to be harming your cars as much, so you don't need to worry about going back into the parking garage at this point. But make sure that you're not going outside and you're staying weather aware as the system continues to move throughout all of Oklahoma. We're definitely staying prepared on that. And from power outages that we talked about earlier with Colin, make sure that you're charging your phone and your devices too so that you're prepared throughout the rest of this evening. And we've got the largest team of collegiate meteorologists here. And if you are looking for a way to get weather alerts, we do have our OU Nightly's team of Weather Call, and if you scan this QR code right now, you can get for $1 a month weather updates from your region from OU Nightly meteorologists right here at the OU campus. So make sure that you scan that QR code if you're looking for how to get your best weather updates, and I'll send it over to Lauren Brand one more time about how to continue throughout this evening. Lauren?
Yeah, as we wrap it up here, those storms will continue to move its way out of the area, and we aren't really thinking that anything behind this system should come in. So after these storms move out of the area, we should be in the clear. Now, we should just be dealing with some heavier bands of rain. So like Aiden was just saying, it is very easy to hydroplane on these roads. It only takes around 35 miles an hour for you to hydroplane on the road. So make sure you are being safe with this. And I'm hearing that we do have some video that we can take here of that. Do we have? There we go. So this is just showing, you can really see the wind whipping around there too. So those winds can be very, very strong as well. It can make it very hard to see while you are driving. And if you do pull over, also make sure you don't pull up any under any underpasses, excuse me. They can actually act as wind tunnels and they can be very dangerous. So make sure you are pulling off on the side of the road. It only takes a couple of minutes for these storms to move out of the area, and we should be clear as these storms start to make their way out of the area. And really in the Oklahoma City metro, they're really only seeing a little bit of some rain there currently. And as we get into the Norman and the OKC or the OU campus here, we should start to see that rain diminish here shortly. So if we could time that out too. We also have a severe storm that has been since canceled, right? Okay, so yeah, so this storm has since been dismissed. So it's showing up on your screen right now, but this has since been dismissed. So there is no severe storm warnings in our area for the OU campus specifically. So we're taking a wider view here. So it's really just going to be just east of Lawton. That's the one that we're going to be watching here. But even then, it's really only going to be up to pea-sized hail with this, maybe some stronger wind gusts associated with this, and maybe some heavier bands of rain, especially on those roadways. So just be cautious of that, but we will start to see these storms exit the area here shortly. But thanks for sticking with us here with your largest collegiate meteorologists here on OU's campus, where we will continue to give you updates throughout your week, whether or not we have severe storms or not. But here's another video that we have. This is actually out towards the OU stadium. So you can see that rain is still falling. So we aren't in the clear in terms of rain just quite yet. And that rain can stick around on the roadways just for a little bit of time. So even though the rain has stopped, we could still see that rain still be on those roadways. So be cautious even after that. So this is the Norman area that we've seen. Those storms have since moved their way through the area. We are already starting to see that rain start to stop in our area. So here within, I'd say, the next 15 minutes, we should be in the clear in terms of heavier rains and the pea-sized hail. But even then, I don't even think that we're seeing any hail at all, right? Guys, if you want to show that hail detector, I don't think we're seeing any of that here, but just really heavier bands of rain. So maybe just a little bit, but again, that has since started to diminish, and we aren't really going to see anything on the back half of this. So I'm going to wrap it up here, but be sure to tune in to OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. We'll give you the perfect, or we'll give you more updates, but be sure to tune into OU Nightly, and don't forget to download our app. We If you want to sign up, it's only $12 a year, so $1 a month, where you could get all of our lovely voices giving you the weather forecast for this upcoming year.